Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. So, welcome to the Lunch Table Show on Fridays, where we get together with you guys during lunchtime to talk about various pop culture topics, stuff that we're interested in seeing, what we're into, all of that, and on occasion, we have have special guest. So today, our special guest is going to be Nzo Hodges of Biggaford Entertainment, and we're going to bring him in a short bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring in my co-host and fellow member of the Tracksuit Mafia fan club. How you doing,
I'll get into that story in a little bit. But my God, Lorena, why is it you've made November Torture Steven month? Like literally, we got He-Man and now this. It's like, I don't get paid enough for this. I really don't.
Do you need? I
don't want food. I don't want food
okay.
At this point. I want monetary value for the amount of insanity I am putting in the back of my head next to that Hershey's bar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's almost a thing. But yeah, the reason why hi, it's Happy Friday. But yeah, it didn't feel like Friday because you guys, it was quiet across YouTube at Thanksgiving. Do you notice that? It was like quiet. It felt like
it was only until like I want to say in the evening where it seemed like people kind of shook off the
turkey coma
haze, the turkey coma and all that, and said, I think I go in and like check YouTube and see what's going on.
But the reason why she's bringing up the Tracksuit Mafia is I put a tweet out earlier. Actually, I'll just get it because this is hilarious. Just get it. I literally have to because I put a tweet out and saying, oh shoot, let me just mute that. Here we go. I'm going to share it. Put a tweet out because I had to watch. What do you call it? Don't show again. Share screen. What was it? The Tracksuit Mafia. For those who've watched Hawkeye, the Tracksuit Mafia was pretty much like, I got to make that bigger.
You blow it up a little bit. Ladies. There you go. Yeah, there
Tracksuit Mafia needs their own series, Hawkeye series, and one of the actors from the Tracksuit Mafia actually replied. It was like, bro, we could call it the Real Housewives of Brooklyn, and I was like, yeah, and then follow, but like that was funny because they were definitely the best part of this 2 episodes.
They absolutely were, and I'm trying to find the response that he had to me. I have to show you this because God, this was so freaking funny. This was like tag team day actually with what was going on. So he tells me. So I responded. I said I'd watch it. And then the same actor, Carlos Navarro, says, "Bro, if the queen is watching, we good, bro."
He seems really down to earth, man. I was just like, shit, it's a
He
good morning.
his whole timeline, he's just talking about that, even talking about how he was a fan of John Campea, and John Campea didn't like the show, so he was kind of sad. He had a sad bro
Well,
face.
he probably because he couldn't mark the mafia's junk like he did with Tobey Maguire, so he couldn't really like talk about like the tracksuit mafia's genitals. I think that's the problem. Was.
Oh Lord, and we're only
Come
7 minutes
on,
in.
what?
Well, our guest actually is Nzo Hodges of
The
Biggaford
bottom.
Entertainment. How are you doing?
You're muted.
Oh, wait a minute, you muted. There you go. Oh, wait. There you go.
Thank you for
Okay.
having me. I
Ah,
appreciate it.
you're very welcome. You're very welcome. We had to laugh and bring you in because we were talking in the back room about the tracksuit mafia. And we literally had like a 10-minute conversation about the tracksuit mafia. So
I was gonna say maybe if they put them in gray sweatpants, Campia would have liked it more. You know, he would have
Just
got
enough to see that bulge, right?
You're
Just
right,
going down, like,
exactly.
you see here, we got 5 of the
There we go.
tracksuit mafia, and they're all got big and schlong from bigger to worse, as I've drawn Madden the Campia standard.
oh
Sorry.
gosh. Well, shout out to Fat Steven, a shout out to Carlos Navarro for giving us
Yeah,
a
man, you're welcome on
big,
the show anytime.
huge, yes,
Facts.
absolutely. It was freaking hysterical. But folks, let's see who else is in the chat with us before we start talking some more to Enzo here. Let's see, we have a Polymy's Minion who says good morning and hello all. Well, hello to
Good
you,
morning.
Polymy. Good to see you. And we have Keely Chow who says, "Hey, everybody, good morning." Well, hello to you, Keely. And of course, Roll Tide. We got to say that every time we see you in the chat. And we have Rambam 3000 all the way over from the UK says, hello, all, and happy Friday. Well, happy Friday to you as well. And let's see, of course, Enzo in the chat saying, let's go. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Let's go. We are doing it live. We're doing it live, folks. Of course, that's how you can subscribe to Enzo right there on his channel. Ramman 3000 says, I love the t-shirt. Oh, well, thank you. I'll blow it up for you a little bit. I got this t-shirt from what has to be the most awesome truck stop snack gas place in existence. It's called Buc-ee's. And I guess it started out in Texas and they just opened the ones in Florida. And people were telling me, about Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is awesome. Buc-ee's. I'm like, I don't know what the heck that is. So I came back from visiting relatives in North Florida last night and happened to drive by Daytona Beach. So I see this big old sign that says for Buc-ee's. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop in and see what it's all about. Oh my God. They must have at least 50 stations for you to get gas. And then you walk in and it's like as big as a Walmart with nothing but snacks, walls of jerky, sandwich stations, t-shirt stuff, snacks,
Do they have gas?
coffee. Yeah, plenty of gas. And what has to be quite possibly the nicest looking bathrooms I have ever freaking seen in my life. I mean, like nice. So yeah, this is the mascot. So for Christmas, they've got these shirts, and they even have a Florida shirt. So if you are a channel member, you got to see what the Buc-ee shirt for Florida looks like. So you'll have to go and you have to check that out. But Buc-ee's is freaking awesome, and it's full of calories. If you want to diet, don't walk in that place. I mean, you can literally go into Buc-ee's, get yourself, portable, those portable chairs you sit in, a cooler, t-shirts, like 500 pounds of beef jerky, pulled pork sandwiches, beer, everything, pretty much.
Sounds fire.
And that, it is. It's so freaking is. Oh, I can't wait to stop back there again. Probably another like 2 weeks or so. Hey, Lonnie Holcomb says packing. TD, how you doing? Says, hey everyone. Well, hello to you too. Glad you are here. Dean Krantz is here. Says, hello, Lorena Creole. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Not enough coffee yet. You know what? You guys in the chat, you are never late. You arrive
You're late.
precisely as you intend to. I'm the one who's late. If I'm late, I'm really late. Y'all just drop in whenever you can. And Teresa, thank you so much, my dear, for that 99-cent super sticker. As always, a beautiful, beautiful rose. Beautiful rose. You know what, girl? I need to bring you back on the show so we can catch up. This has been way too long. Way too long, my dear. And let's see, we see CJ who says lurking and working. Well, hello, my dear. Good to see you. Good to see you. If you folks saw my Twitter, CJ has some new designs, which I'm going to put on some merchandise, specifically a t-shirt. So what you see in the background right now, that's one of the designs. And the other one is reverse. So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to getting that in the T Public store for you guys.
Nice.
And let's see, we have Andy Masterson who says good morning. Well, good morning to you, Andy. Glad to see you. And we have Sherry who is here. She says, hello, Lorena Creole. Well, hello to you, my dear. Always good seeing you here. And let's see, we have Theme Park Casual who says, hey, kids. Oh, hello. Hello. Good to see you. I swear to God, I was going to sneeze right there. I've been holding it in for the longest time. Keely Chow says, speaking of things that started in Texas, Huntsville, Alabama finally has a Whataburger. Wow. Wow. I don't think Florida has a Whataburger. We got a White Castle, which I refuse to go to, but we don't have a Whataburger yet. So
I know Canada don't got a Whataburger at all, so
no.
No.
I just remember going to Tim Hortons when I was in
Oh yeah, Tim
when I
Hortons
was in
is
Canada.
Hey.
landmark.
Tim Hortons was like was kind of reminded me of the Dunkin' Donuts here in the States. So
They've gone downhill ever since they changed their coffee bean. Now their coffee is just crap.
oh, so their coffee sounds like
What
what
was it?
McDonald's used to be, because McDonald's coffee used to be crap. I mean,
Yeah, they have Tim Hortons coffee. That's what I think it is. Because Burger King bought them out, and all of a sudden, oh god, it's
That's
like
a shame.
it is. You find coffee grounds a lot more in their coffee. They're never adding the right sugars. It's like they've given up on the one thing a lot of people went for was for their coffee, and they try to be more like a breakfast place, but it's the price doesn't match the value of the food. Like their potato wedges are never cooked fully. They're always cold when you get them, and you're like, you just put them in the bucket. What the hell?
I just like Tim Hortons because it's like, first of all, they had like the reusable mugs. I didn't get one, but the fact that they had really good coffee and good like donuts, like that was a staple thing. So the couple times I was in Canada when I was up in British Columbia, I always made it a point to stop by Tim Hortons. Because if you're from the US and you go there, it's like, oh, you're going to Canada, you go to Tim Hortons. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get asked. Okay, thank you so much, Fat Steven. You're trying to distract me now. I did ask Santa for that. I asked Santa if he could send me Jason Momoa.
Yeah, because he's gonna be sitting there in a birthday gift for like 8 hours. Right? She better wake up soon. I got 5 other houses to do. You know?
They saying just a little bow wrapped around his neck. That's
pretty
it.
much, yes.
Right?
With Lorena on either nipple.
I would wholeheartely
She's
take
turning
that.
red. Look at that. She's
I said I was
shirt.
very good this year. Well, reasonably good this year.
I'll be good after he shows up.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Southern Cecil says, howdy, Lorena Creole. Well, hello, my dear. Hello, my dear. Let's see. You stole our Timbits. Cultural appropriation. What's Timbits?
Timbits
like
are the small
munchkins.
donut holes.
Yeah.
Donut holes.
Oh, okay. The poppers, the donut hole poppers. They no munchkins. They call them at Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
I forget what Krispy Kreme calls them. I didn't know they were called Timbits. Oh, okay.
Get it? Tim Hortons, Tim Bits.
Now I get it.
Tim.
Now I get it.
Cannibal, they'd be very distraught because it would be false advertising.
The only like Tim thing that I knew of with regards to food is Tim Tams, which come from Australia, and they're freaking calorie bombs. It's a darn shame.
I don't even know what a Tim
But they
Tam
brought
is.
him to they brought him to the U.S. and literally we've been knocking him off ever since. Let's see. Hello, Dean Cranston, Lorena Creole. When you visit your sister in Michigan, have her take you to Tony's in Birch Run, Michigan. You will be amazed by the volume of food. Yeah, actually, my brother-in-law is the one who's from Michigan. So when they go up there, if my blood hasn't thinned out too much, go to Michigan, we'll have to check that out. Indeed. Let's see. Zachariah 315. Howdy, Lorena, Fat Steven, and Hodges. Hello, Zachariah. Good to see you there, my dear. And SSJ K Dots. Hey, K Dots. Haven't seen you in a while. Enzo knows what's up with Hawkeye. Oh yeah, we were talking some of it in the back, and that's another reason why I got him. Why I got him on the show today.
What's
Let's
up, K-Dot?
see. Tony Robinson says, "What's up?" Well, what's up, Tony?
What's up,
Glad you're
Tony?
in here in the chat. Seems like there's lots of folks and fans of Enzo, so love having y'all in here.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I was going to say, yes, this is actually my brother-in-law. I worked at Tim Hortons for almost 15 years, and I totally forgot about that. How dare you? LOL. Nice Santee shirt. Love it. Yes, this is not totally. Yes, I love this Bucky shirt. They even had kids Bucky shirts. So once you guys and the little monsters come to visit, I'll have to take them on to Bucky's. Although there's really is too much sugar there, but don't worry about it. They'll have a good time. And so I'm depending on you to preach the truth about Hawkeye, bro. I got money on this.
I
Oh
got
man.
notes. I got notes for days.
No pressure, right?
Yeah,
No, no
exactly.
pressure. When it comes to Disney Plus series, there can't be pressure. We already know what's gonna happen. We already know what's not gonna happen.
Facts. And don't worry, kid. I won't let you down, brother. I got you.
Absolutely. Well, we have like
Wish someone
16
got
people
this
in here
straight.
watching. Thank you so much. Please do hit that like button and share the stream out. So we have here as our guest today, we have Nzo Hodges of Biggaford Entertainment. I know, I think last time I've either seen you on the Dark Council or in the Dark Council chat,
Mhm.
and I kind of knew of you because you would like drop into my chats on
Yes.
on occasion. And I can't remember if you were on with Danny Comics Chats. I think you were
Yes.
on his show. So I've known of you.
Mhm.
So I'm so glad I could finally get you back on the show. There's Fat Steven in
Sorry, I got hit by a reindeer.
his Green Lantern, his Green Lantern hat. So can you tell us a bit about pretty much how did you get into YouTube?
Absolutely. I started by watching Robert Storms. Like that's how I found out. I used to watch YouTube for videos and stuff like that, and then I seen Robert Storms, and he did a Black Panther video. So I was like, let me see what this guy has to say about Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was on point, so I started following him. And then
Right.
Danny started going on to his show, and that's how I found out about Danny.
Uh-huh.
I started following Danny. He was doing a show with Terrence. And one day he was like, yeah, if anybody wants to come on my show. And I was like, okay, let me message him, and I messaged him and he let me on. And I wasn't planning on doing YouTube. I just wanted to go on and have a good conversation. But it was so much fun that we did like 5 days in a row. And then I started my channel after that. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Because I know I loved seeing you a lot of times. I'll just lurk because I'm
Mhm.
working in the background, and and I'll have like some of the streams up. So loved hearing your point of view and
Appreciate it.
great presence. Great time having you on the panel in the Dark Council
Mhm. I've been
as
trying to
well.
get on you guys for a minute though, because you had JJ on, right? JJ is a good friend of mine. I stream with him, and
Hmm.
Danny's been on, and I was like, "Yo, you guys got to talk to them. You got to get me on their show."
You just
And
gotta
now
message
I'm
me.
finally here. Like,
You,
I
you
didn't
can
know.
no, seriously. Like I'll say to anyone if they want to come on the show and like you're trying to you want to be on the lunch table, you can just DM me. My DMs are open. It goes to anyone almost
Okay.
anyone.
Mhm.
It depends on the DM, but yeah, and even Lorena. It's just that's how we've been doing it.
Yeah, because I produce their show now, Dark Council.
Yeah,
So
I
Mm-hmm.
heard that, and very nice,
yeah,
very nice.
yep.
Great show,
So
man. Great show. Like that
So
show
good.
is definitely one of the best on YouTube for sure. That's what the
Oh,
level I'm trying to get to, you know.
Wow,
thank
that hurts.
you. So glad you enjoy it.
That hurts so much.
I said one
Picking
of
on
the
this
best.
fat lantern down here.
Oh no, K dots. No, K dots. It's kind of confusing, but actually
Hell
this
yeah.
is my sister's account, but my brother-in-law is actually on her account right now. Not to confuse you a little bit even further. So another thing I wanted to ask you, because I can always pick up when somebody's got a West Indian accent. So you need to tell me what's up with that.
Well, my background is from Nova Scotia, right? My family was
Oh,
my mom was from Amherst, Nova Scotia. My dad was from New Brunswick. But everybody that I grew up with in Cote-de-Neige and Montreal was Jamaican from an island. So that's how I got the accent. You know, I used to listen to dancehall reggae and all that stuff constantly.
Uh-huh.
And
how
that's where the accent came from.
how long were you in Brunswick for?
Me, I was never. I was born in Montreal and I've always been here. But my
Oh,
family has been in Canada since the 1800s.
because you have the Eastern Island, like the Eastern Island kind of vibe. You're very welcoming. You're very smiley, like family oriented. Like you welcome not strangers, but you welcome new people in very nicely, as
Hmm.
long as they don't disrespect your carpet. So it's you can see it in your persona. Because I dated a Halifax chick, and it's like you don't get that
Yeah,
nice in the city.
yeah,
You don't.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
in the city when you date one of those girls, you need like riot armor, a lawyer present, just to go to McDonald's.
Holy shoot.
Especially if
And
they're a
like,
first year psych student, they try to analyze you, and you're like, you need to go back to school.
yeah, you got to be careful about them Halifax girls too,
Uh,
because they don't play either, bro.
oh no, but they are dedicated. If you give them the time, they will give
Yes,
you the time, and it's one
yes,
of the best relationships you'll ever have. Yep.
facts. Yeah.
That's interesting as you mentioned that because Nova Scotia, some of my quote unquote
I heard you say
Cape
that one
Cod
time. Yeah.
ancestors. Yeah, a lot of them. Some of them moved up into Nova Scotia, but
Hmm.
we mostly stayed in Cape Cod. But the Quebecois in my family actually they left Quebec. I want to say circa 1720.
Hmm.
So they left, went down to Mississippi, and they went to settle in New Orleans, down in
Oh,
uh,
okay.
down in that area. So a lot of the Creoles from there descend from the Quebecois, and for like my family, most of them actually are from the Caribbean, but we've been here for several centuries. So a lot of that has went away, but most people who would demand to know where I was from
Hmm.
were usually West Indians. They're
Yeah.
like, "Where are you from?" I'm American. No,
Yeah.
really, where are you
Where's your
from? I'm like,
background? Yeah.
I'm American. This is before we actually started like researching, our family at
Hmm.
all. It's like we had like no clue. I'm like, for real, I'm not lying. We are not, we are not, from there.
Hmm.
But took a DNA test, and there's like a whole chunk. Most of them are from the Caribbean. Well, Jamaica, most notably St. Anne's, Jamaica, which I've never
Hmm.
freaking been to, but have cousins that live there, and like, okay, we don't know when y'all lived there or any of that.
Uh,
So I always like to pick up on accents that
I,
way.
I I gotta ask a quick question though, Nzo. When you go to Ottawa, isn't it boring as hell?
Yes.
It's so boring for a place that's supposed to have a part of it.
Yes.
It's so boring. The only
Yes.
place you're looking is that one strip where they have all the clubs, and even
Yeah.
then, you get. Have you ever been to one of those clubs and you have like the girls are like, "Excuse me," because you're leaning on the rail and they need the rail just to grab on and swing their head back at the club like they're on a roller coaster. You're like, "I'm out. I'm going to McDonald's."
Yep.
Oh my
Close out
god.
everything. Close off at like 1 or 2 over
Yeah,
there.
it's so
You know what I mean?
boring,
It's like, yeah, it's
Oh,
trash.
dang.
dude. It's like graveyard shift, except there's no fun after that. It's
Hmm.
dead.
When it comes to carnivals and stuff like that, I think Montreal is one of the best, right?
Ice
Because
Carnival. Yeah.
yeah, when summertime happens, we have Jamaica Day, Trini Day, Vincy Day, Just for Laughs, Jazz Fest. It's like all in one month, just all together. Yeah,
Wow.
it's so much
Just,
fun.
just for Laughs is a killer. If you
It
ever get a
is.
chance, it's just for one day. You can get one ticket. Oh God, get it off the screen. Get it off the screen. Get it off the screen. Oh my God, get it off the screen.
We got, dude. We gotta put this.
What we here for?
All right, notepad. We're ready to go.
No, but okay. So for real, the thing that piqued my interest about Hawkeye, just to find out what it was. First of all, if you saw the trailer, it looked like a mashup between
Die
Die
Hard and Jingle All the
Hard,
Way.
Mm-hmm.
Jingle All the Way. I almost want to say, what's the third one? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like
No.
all of that wrapped up. And I've spent Christmas in New York, so that's part of the kitsch factor for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to check out what this show was about, and all I can say is I need to know who Hans Gruber is, because they have not they have not answered that question yet, and I'm trying to figure out what what the heck did they try? What were they trying to accomplish with the show in the beginning? So I have my thoughts about it, but Enzo, since you were the guest, we're gonna let you take point
All
and,
right.
and talk about
Lord
this show.
help
So the
us.
first 2 episodes dropped. So
Mhm.
overall, what were your impressions?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. I said, like, before we talked about it, I was like, it's not that good. You know, there were a few things that were good in it. The Mafia was great. I think Hawkeye himself did a pretty good job in the series. But when I was watching it, I was just like, it starts off with the Captain America show.
Can I just tell you, I like that show for all the wrong reasons.
Oh my God.
It was too long. It was too
Not
long.
even Hawkeye liked it. He turned off his hearing aid.
I know that was funny.
Yeah.
That was
But
the
it
fact
was-
that he had his
ugh.
hearing aid turned down, and you kind of said, you know what? I understand that.
Hulk,
I
say
understand
that word.
that.
Hulk, say that word. It's smash. I'm like, it's done.
You have Tony Stark, jacked up like like he's using his repulsors, fly and everything, and they have Thor.
Easy on the eyes. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah,
They
that
have
was
some
freaking
some
funny.
guy in a green sweater and a face as the Hulk. I was like, really?
That Broadway show was too long. It was like they were testing to
It
see
was too
whether or
long.
not they could actually pull off an Avengers Broadway show. I think that's what they were trying to do, see if the audience's reaction. And I'm like, if that ever happens, I'm going to go watch Puppetry of the Penis every night for a month. I'd rather watch that.
Avengers on Ice, it's
Oh,
coming.
that would be cool.
I think I know why.
Yes,
in a
Dennis.
way, why they flipping did that, because I'm not a fan of musicals at all, unless somebody dies in it. That's
Evil
why,
Dead. Evil
I
Dead
mean,
musical.
that's why I like the Phantom of the Opera. Dr.
Mhm.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Somebody freaking dies in it. The Lion King. Somebody
did you
dies in it. But I think it's what they did was, I don't like musicals, so I'll freaking tune out and I will fall asleep. And they always seem to drag on,
Yeah.
longer than they should.
You've never seen the Evil Dead Broadway show where they literally had the first few rows are a splash zone and you have to wear a poncho because you get splashed with fake blood?
I would
Really?
see that. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah,
Me
that
neither did
exists.
I.
But what was it? Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway show was very well done. I'll give them that. That was a really good show.
Oh, okay.
And everyone knows what
Okay.
happens at Wicked.
Sorry, Enzo, continue on, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, so when it got to that, I was like, this is a little bit too long. And when Hawkeye walked out, I was like, finally, right? But my thing is, when it first starts off, we get Kate Bishop as a kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this the Hawkeye show? Like, why are we starting off with Kate Bishop? We could have started off with some Hawkeye and then get into that. So it made me like, okay, I know where this is going, right? It's just like the Loki series. The Loki was all about the female Loki, all about Sylvia, and I feel like this is going to be all about her, and it's about passing the mantle. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really interested in that. You know what I mean? Like, do I really care?
They animated his opening credits, the opening credits too, and you don't see
Mhm.
anything about Hawkeye in it at all. It's just her whole life history.
Facts.
Totally. And even to bring it back to how they opened it, with her as a little girl. All right.
Mhm.
She's running around, all hell is breaking loose. She looks out, and who does she see who saved her?
Batman.
Not Iron Man, not Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Not even, let's say, Thor, Hawkeye. No. I
Yeah,
just,
right.
I'm like, how just quote unquote convenient is it that you just drop him in there? And to me that made zero sense. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would buy the whole Hawkeye thing where if she was like running across the street or something and was maybe about to get hit by a car or kidnapped and somebody caught an arrow in the ass. I would believe that. I would
Mm-hmm.
totally believe that. But I don't believe that if, the building is blowing up, the person that's going to save me is going to be the guy with no superpowers and, a bow and arrow. Just
Right.
no, I just did not. I didn't get that. So that just felt too convenient and out of
Mm-hmm.
place. And even okay, another scene drove me nuts. When she's shooting at the bell tower,
Me too.
I thought that maybe she was just trying to get the bell to ring. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
stupid fun. Okay, fine. But trying to actually whatever she added to the arrow to shoot it there. I'm sorry. That's not enough to cause that bell and the whole tower to collapse.
That is
No,
right.
No.
no.
No, I'm
That
running
is
every
correct.
physics problem through my head, and no, it's
Hey,
the nerds are going to go really, really,
Can,
really
can
crazy when
can
they
we
see
look
that.
at something else too that was really off-putting? And this is in the black market scene. When it went from her grabbing the Ronin suit, stitching it to fit her, and then
Mm.
fighting crime a second later. How did a
Right.
suit fitted for Jeremy Renner, who is
Right.
definitely a different
Yes.
stature, fit her so perfectly? Am I? Did she
Did
have
you
like
see
like
how it just fell out?
yeah?
Yeah.
It reminded me of how what's her name found the Batwoman suit
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
the
fell out of the
plane
Right.
plane.
Yes. Yes.
And yet
Right.
Rainer can't find it for 2 episodes. Are you kidding me?
No.
And to go back to that scene like you were talking about, like I said in the backstage, right? You got this 90-pound girl and she's taking on these big dudes, like
Yeah.
muscular dudes. I'm like, yo, if she would have got punched by one of those dudes in the chest, because one of those dudes really like punched her, it would have knocked the soul out of her, man. She
Yeah.
would she would have been like, "Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe." You know what I mean? It's like,
And
no, I
even when
don't
the
believe
pipe
that.
broke, remember when the pipe broke when she was trying to do
Yes.
that move and she couldn't get to do the thigh neck, whatever that she was trying to do,
Yep.
and then she still was able to do a flip. I'm sorry, you've been
Hmm.
winded just a little bit if you fell on your back. And you
Facts.
Here's kind of the thing also, it's like, Black Widow, she had other things with her to make up for the fact that she
boobs.
wasn't like some 200-pound
Hmm.
dude. Yeah, boobs too at the same time. But how many other gadgets and explosives that she had in order to make up for that? So it's like,
Right.
you mean to tell me, like Enzo was saying, this chick who probably looks like she weighs 100 pounds soaking wet can beat up all of these guys? I don't care how much martial arts training that you
Facts.
have. No, no,
Facts.
one dude, okay, two,
Hmm.
maybe, but the whole tracksuit mafia, I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
It's oh, go
And
ahead.
Black Widow's a little bit believable because she's a trained assassin, right? You see
Hmm.
that she's been going through that. Just because you took some karate lessons does not mean you were
Well,
going to be
Third
a
degree, what she
superhero.
earned her black belt at 15,
yeah.
so we should
Right.
believe that,
Well, you
right?
got to remember, if any of us ever get an animated opening credits, we are then the best at everything. Like we are up there with
Yeah.
Hawkeye, the purple leotard arrow thrower. Like we are up there. We are top tier Avengers at this point. So
Right.
leotard.
She was flipping over cars and shit. And I
I
was like,
know.
really?
You saved that dog like
I didn't
nobody's
even think the
business.
one-eyed dog. I'm like, why does the dog have like one eye?
Where
Sorry,
did the
I
dog
just
even come from? She comes outside, all of a sudden the dog's biting the guy's leg. I'm like, why is the dog biting his leg for? Like,
If
where's this?
if that dog turns out to be Cosmo, I'm out.
I'm like, where did
Because
this
that dog's a
come
little
from?
too smart for its own
Hmm.
good, especially when the tracksuit dude has the watch. Get the watch. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
You're robbing
Yeah.
a black market. Everything is on the table at this point. I don't know why you need an
Right.
Avengers watch.
and that's what you go for, not the sword,
Hmm.
not the good stuff, but
Hmm.
that's what you go for. But speaking of that auction, okay, it's like I thought that they were gonna do more with her supposedly soon to be stepdad,
Hmm.
because he was slimy as heck. I'm thinking he's the Hans Gruber, character, but they didn't really do a whole lot
She's
with him. He
lying.
seemed like a that was the other thing where she's like he's lying. She's just so freaking whiny. I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing likable about her.
Ooh, can we talk about the fact that she can attract anyone's phone across the city? Some supposed to be Bishop security. Oh, my phone! You think of
I'm
Avengers
pull up
phone
an app
isn't
and
protected?
track your phone. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
but
God.
That's what I was saying. I asked that same question. They're like, "Oh, well, her mom works for a security company, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, but she just picked up and was like, oh, I'm going to track him." And I'm like, "Boom! Oh, there he is." I'm like, "Really?"
I just happen to have that
Hi,
app
Stig.
on my phone. Hey,
Right.
Steve, and boom. I'm gonna. To me, that was just flipping lazy. I
Yeah,
mean,
me
that
too.
that would have been a clue to fit because that's always part of the trope when somebody goes missing and you had to
Mhm.
find them. There's a mystery of the pieces that you put together to try and find them. Not boom, I found an app and here they are.
Right. And
Is
then you also get the trope where he's like, "Don't bother me, stay what you're doing." And of course, she comes to help and screws it up even worse than it already was,
I'm
right?
interrogating him, bro. No, I am interrogating him, bro. We're both interrogating him. You don't ask the questions. We
That
ask
was
the
funny
questions.
though.
I
That was
love
funny though.
Tracksuit Mafia, dude. I love them so much. Just like the
I
Three Stooges had sex and then they braid it all out. It was great.
I just I love them because they're the kind of guys who remind me of when I would be in New York and either go to one of those shops in Times Square, either the tourist trap or like where you go to get like your newspaper and stuff at. They always seem to be the guys with the tracksuits and the gold chains with that, Euro accent. That just seems so authentically like New York that
Hmm.
they just have me tripping with that. Sir John says Haley is a dime piece. Why are they uglying her up with those Ellen suits?
Because we
Kate in
can't
the
say
comics
right.
wears dresses that detach into shorts. Such a queen moment missed. Does MCU forget we like femininity? Absolutely.
Right.
They
And
don't want us to.
thank
Sorry.
you for bringing that up because it brings up a part where she's in the party and she's dressed like
In
one
a
of the
suit?
Like
freaking
a
waiters.
dude. Her
Yeah.
mom said, "Here, go wear that red dress." And I'm like, "Okay, I want to see what the red dress looks like. I want
And
to check that
Right.
out." And
we get the
she's dressed like
lesbian
a dude.
collection from the Gap.
She's dressed
Sorry.
like a dude. But as you notice, that's what the MCU, has been doing. The whole thing with like Scarlett Johansson saying that, oh, Black Widow was, sexualized character. It's like, honey, she's an assassin. She's a honey trap. That's her job. She's
Right.
supposed to look that way. But they don't want this male gaze anymore. So this is why they do that. And it's just, you know what, folks, it's like women like femininity too. We
Facts.
didn't want to, see her
Oh,
uglied up in the Ellen dress.
another one of
Hey,
the Tracksuit
Steve.
Mafia just like the tweet.
Nice.
The main guy, the main guy, that like the dude with the big gun. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's right there. So like, yeah.
Right.
Alex Ponovic. Yes. Oh my
Very
god,
nice.
See,
he's a
AM.
And
funny dude.
and like I was saying, yeah, they put the suit on her, but isn't it a coincidence that the suit just happened to be the same suit all the waiters was wearing, right? Just so that she
Right.
can walk into the private spot. I'm like, really? Like nothing changed. She's still in a black shirt, just like them too. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
Kay.
sorry.
Oh no, it's like, yeah, Kay Dots. It's like she's a beautiful girl.
Hmm.
She's a beautiful girl. And that suit was freaking ugly. Even though she's very beautiful,
Yeah.
they'll do stuff makeup wise to just make her look dumpy. And that's what I didn't like. To me, that
Mhm.
just freaking offends me.
I agree.
Let's see.
What's wrong with
AM.
women looking like women? Like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? What's wrong with that?
They want women to be men.
Dumb down.
And they, want masculinized women and feminized men, but I'm not going to get on that or we're going to be on that.
Yeah.
Right.
AMXF says Kate's mom killed her husband and the old man. She's the main villain of the show, probably.
Uh-uh.
Mhm.
You're gonna.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me though.
It wouldn't.
But they don't like to make the women actually be really bad. They do some sympathetic stuff with them. That's why, right? And Loki, you had Sylvie, who was supposed to be the bad. She starts off bad and then she ends up good. So I think there's some bad dude in the background, some big dude, you know. No,
Yeah.
not sure it's Katie.
I do have a question because I'm hoping I'm putting up the right image here, but you're right.
I gotta laugh at Hans Gruber character, the joys of a classical education.
You got a point though, Lorena, and I shared this. How can you have a woman that you says does look beautiful and you dress her like non-binary Barbie?
I don't. It's like I don't get it, and it's like don't tell me you can't do it because you did it with Scarlett Johansson before. Black Widow. You did that, and we bought that.
Yeah.
And the movie Black Widow had a couple of booty shots in it too, where I was like, okay, show me some booty. I'm cool with that.
And the in the tight white cat suit. And I'm mad they didn't sell that because I kind of wanted that, for myself.
That would be
They
good.
didn't.
Yeah, me too. I just couldn't find my size.
You said Antonio Banderas knockoff. He was a pretty bad actor. I don't know if he was a bad actor or if he was really hamming up that particular part. Either way, he just kind of seemed like your typical, okay, that's the bad guy. The only thing he was missing was twirling his mustache, if you ask me. Hey, Punk Trace, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Sir John says main villain, I think, is Kate's mom. Jack is a red herring. In the comics, he is only a thief. He doesn't hurt people.
Could be.
Yeah, but you have to also remember, like, if the women aren't going to be the villains, guess who the villains are going to be? The men.
The men. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
100%.
yeah, that's the only problem with Disney agenda when it comes to stuff like this. It might be right in the comics, but we know from a wide range of history, going all the way back, let's say to WandaVision, they don't read the comics. They only take bits and pieces out of different stories and then make a show.
Yeah,
they don't actually follow the lore.
That is correct.
Because speaking of the comics, because I had to find this out, was that Kate Bishop actually she took over for Hawkeye when it was reported that Hawkeye was dead.
In the comics, yes.
So it's just like, how come you couldn't do that here?
I think they'll probably fake his death at the end and he'll go off into the sunset with his family, right? Because we know this is the passing of the torch. That's what this show is about. Not really about Hawkeye. It's about passing the mantle to her. So I think at the end of the series, Hawkeye will probably fake his death or something and go off into the sunset.
Well, at least he gets out of the series. Thank God for him. I'm sorry.
And thank God there's only 6 episodes, to be honest.
There's only 6 episodes in this?
Only 6. We got 4.
This isn't a series, it's a mini series.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what they've been doing to kind of fill in, because it used to be, you had an MCU movie and then you had to wait like at least a year and a half, 2 years before you got the next one. So now what they're using Disney Plus for is to fill up, the gap with material, not that we necessarily asked for, but this is kind of what they're doing. Punk Trace says, I watched the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye on Wednesday and I really like it so far. It's let's put it this way. You like what you like. Exactly. So if you were enjoying it, I want you to enjoy the heck out of it. Excuse me.
Nice.
For me, it's like, how would I put this? To me, it's kind of like a dream. There's kitschy parts of it that I like. I love Steve Rogers, the musical. I need to see more for that. Because one day I just want to EFAP that whole freaking thing. Because there's just I can't stand musicals so much. And I can't wait to just like rip it apart. For again, the Tracksuit Mafia, they're just their characters all in themselves. So they're like out of place, but they're so funny and it's played so well that it's like I don't mind seeing them. Other thing is, like I say, I want to find out who Hans Gruber is, who's the big bad that's going on with this, because at the end of the second episode, They introduced that chick at the end. I don't know who she is or
It's
why
Echo.
she's a threat.
Exactly.
It's Echo, and that's
And I don't
weird
even know
that
who
she's
she
considered it.
is.
It's weird that she's considered a threat when she, in the comics or even some of her lore, she's not. So maybe it's. I think by
So
the third episode we'll find out that she wants Hawkeye and Ronin
Mhm.
for a different purpose. That's where I think it's going along with that.
For people who don't know, can you guys elaborate on just who Echo is and why we should care?
I don't think I can tell you how to care. Echo. I can't tell anyone to care. It's a fictional Echo Maya Lopez is a fictional superhero and appearing in American comic books published by Marvel. It is the adoptive daughter of the Kingpin. The character has been depicted as a supporting character of Daredevil, a Native American, one of the few deaf comic characters. Her Echo guise includes a white handprint that covers most of her face. So she also what is this? She also blend. What was it? She dressed as Ronin, I think, as well. Yeah. The New Avengers.
Oh,
She
okay.
actually rechristens herself as Ronin. So what happens? What it could be is that she is going to play the Ronin, but she doesn't want to be a villain. Maybe.
My thing was all of this is about his suit. Like this is how it starts because of the suit. Like if you cared so much about the suit, why didn't you get it from Avengers Tower? You know what I mean? Like
He
It was
fought a
cold.
freaking LARPer to get the suit back.
right.
You see that
Oh
part?
my god.
That was peak cringe right there.
Yes. Yes, the medieval stuff. I was like, really?
You got to go to a Ren fair to get your freaking suit back. Go ahead, Bestie.
I was gonna say, like, if anyone here's ever watched like the MODOK series on Hulu, like I tried to watch a couple
I
of
watched
like,
it.
it felt like
I didn't watch
Echo and the Tracksuit Mafia is exactly the same type interpretation. She's MODOK, and the Tracksuit Mafia is her henchman. You see like the relation?
Yeah.
It's like they deliver it in the same way, except Echo could probably kick all their butts.
Right.
Tony Robinson says when Yelena shows up and loses a fight, the late Enzo will have a heart attack.
Problem is, Yelena won't lose a fight. She's not gonna lose the fight. She's gonna come in there and win. Or she's gonna attack Hawkeye, and then he's gonna be like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're gonna have a conversation, and then she's gonna join them in the fight. That's what's gonna happen.
I don't know if they have Kingpin in the show yet, but that could be a possibility of how they're gonna branch the Daredevil stuff.
Hold on a second. Yeah, Kingpin is associated with the Tracksuit Mafia. The chick at the end is Kingpin's daughter, which means Kingpin is in the show. Oh,
I don't know about that.
Think so?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on that, Enzo?
I don't think so. I don't think he's in the show. They may have references to Kingpin that you may hear references later on episodes, but I don't think he's going to be in the show. I don't think so.
I almost want to say I feel you on that because when people were talking about Mephisto showing up in WandaVision and all the clues were there, he didn't. And even at a lesser degree, but still necessary, they didn't even put Doctor Strange in there.
Right.
And if they would have put Doctor Strange in and not Mephisto, I could have given them that because that actually makes sense.
But the problem is when we look at the Mephisto thing from WandaVision in general is because Funko had that leak of their toys, right? And Funko usually doesn't make molds of characters unless they're in the show, right? And there was a Mephisto pop. So the whole thing of one company or who knows how many other companies making a figure for a show that doesn't have that figure doesn't make sense. So I think Mephisto got cut.
It's possible because I heard a lot of things did get cut from that series, but I also think a lot of fans took it too far. Like when they started talking about the engineer, everybody was like, "Oh, Reed Richards is coming in. Reed Richards is coming in."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, they're not gonna bring Reed Richards in just like that. I'm sorry, guys, they wouldn't do that. You know, there's no reference of Fantastic Four or anything in the MCU. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be him. And I think like the fan theories went a little bit too far. WandaVision.
I want to share this though quickly because this is why it bothers. Because I used to be heavy into Funko collecting, right? So usually I have a little bit of history, but Funko doesn't put stuff in their catalog or anything like that. I shared at the bottom.
Okay, hold on a second.
Unless usually the character's in the show. And why would you make a Funko Pop character for WandaVision?
And Reed Richards is there too.
Yeah,
Reed Richards is there too.
So that's kind of weird.
That's very.
I think the
It's-
Reed Richards was photoshopped in though, because look at the outline compared to the others. But
yeah,
it was only those
you're
4.
right.
So Reader's not there, but that does not make sense for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Holy crap! I just saw that. Yeah, Kate Dotson says, right. He left it at the Avengers compound for a whole year. If he cared about the suit, then he would have gotten it months earlier.
Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, because we discussed this before on one of my friends' channels, where the sword, like, how did the sword get there? Because I went back and watched Endgame to see how long he was fighting with the sword, and even
Right.
up until he has the Infinity Gauntlet and he's running with it, and Black Panther takes it from him, he has the
Right.
sword. So the sword was not left in that rubble compound. So how did they get the sword?
Interesting.
Unless there was 2.
Hey, Nick Weiser. He says show is taking certain panels from the Matt Fraction David Aja run, hence the looks of the opening and closing credits.
Oh, okay. So then, Nick, are they going along a certain storyline, or are they doing like they do with other shows, taking bits and pieces and trying to make a storyline?
I'm pretty sure they're going with bits and pieces.
I would have to agree, just from the way that I want to say almost haphazard. The show doesn't seem to be going in a straight line, so to speak. It just doesn't feel like there's a cohesive direction right now going on. You would think that after the first episode, that actually went okay, but by the end of the second episode, you should know exactly why that chick at the end is such a threat. And who she is, even if her name is mentioned or even if her name isn't mentioned, but we have something in there that gives an idea of why we should fear her. It's like she just showed up.
They give you this dramatic ending, and I did a watch party for it, and I'm sitting there and I'm asking the chat, I'm like, who is this? Who is this chick? Can someone please tell me who this is? Like, why am I getting this dramatic ending and I don't know who the hell this character is?
And this chick just looks like the server at Applebee's. I don't know who the heck she is.
Exactly. At least if you're gonna give us something dramatic like that, at least give us some time with the characters. So we're like, okay, now we know who that is. I had no idea who it was.
Exactly. Thank you so much, my dear, for the 99-cent super chat. It's a diamond as usual. Thank you so very much, my dear. I so appreciate that. I can't wait to have you on the end of next month when we start talking book of Boba Fett.
Nice.
Oh my god!
And
what the hell?
Poor Steven.
Steven, he's like, oh man, why?
Why,
Lord, why?
Can't we talk about Arcane? Can't we just slide Arcane in there? Just like talk about Arcane. It's such a good show.
I keep hearing so much about about Arcane. So that's definitely not over. That's definitely not off the table. But I have to watch the first season of Death Note before I can take a look at that.
Did you guys talk about Revelation season 2 yet? Oh my god.
Go back and watch the live stream. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my god.
No, I've never watched it ever. No, not once. No.
I'm sorry. I will never get the picture out of my head of Evelyn and Skeletor swap and spit. I just
what are you kissing? His teeth?
I know.
Okay.
Oh my god, that was like really freaking
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, she had no clue, CJ, and was just like, God, lady, you would think that if people were talking about this character, you would figure out who he was, and maybe you should kind of pay attention.
The worst part is people were actually thinking, oh, that character was built off the whole imagery in the wallpaper. Like, bro, you need to put down the acid. I'm sorry. No one makes a character or a toy based off a silhouette on wallpaper. Get out.
Right.
Get the hell out.
Man, I heard he was on the glass window pane in WandaVision in the house. There was so much theories that were going on.
I couldn't watch all of that. I just told Steven, you tell me.
Oh, there's also this. Remember the circus scene where the squiggly like devil dude was floating around. They thought
Yes,
that
Yeah.
was Mephisto. I'm like, yeah, that was it.
yes,
Triply fingering
yes,
our name, our man.
Devils in the details.
yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, Dylan Campbell says, "Hey, Lorena and Fat Steven, which Disney Plus MCU show is actually worth watching?"
The Star
I
Wars Legends,
I don't have an answer for that
the Star
because
Wars one with the anime, that one actually because it's not very. It's worth it. I've heard good
oh, I
things.
thought you were talking with respect to just MCU, but if you're
Oh,
talking Disney Plus, I did like Visions. I did
Visions,
enjoy
that's the one. Thank you.
watching that. As for an MCU show, well, I like watching this one purely because I'm just laughing my ass off right now through the whole thing. Uh,
I would say all the shows have some good to it. They're not completely horrible. You know what I
No.
mean? There's some good stuff in it, but like when it comes to the shows, to me, it's like they don't really go anywhere. They're like it's like they're
Mhm.
the origin stories of like Falcon. Instead of having to do it in the movie, we get the
mhm.
origin story in the show. WandaVision, how she gets powerful, we get the story of that in the show, right? So there are a little bit ties in, but they're mostly to show how the characters are.
It's like when you're at a theater and it does the intermission. Let's all go down to the lobby. That's pretty much how you can sum up Disney Marvel
Right,
series right now. Let's
right.
It,
all go to the lobby because you need to get yourself a snack because it's going to taste better than what you're watching.
it's like it's filler. So
Yes,
to speak.
yes.
I mean, yeah, I tell people it's like just watch the first episode, and you're either, gonna want to say I'm done,
Hmm.
or
Continue to
then
watch
I'll
it. Yeah.
continue watching it because that's was my deal with Loki. Because with Loki was my least favorite Marvel character to start.
Hmm.
I think by Endgame, I actually liked Loki. So I was looking forward to checking out the series. And I saw the first episode and said, "Oh my God, what have they done to my boy? I'm out." So because I did not like that they made him pretty much a caricature and put him in freaking
What
therapy.
What's
Hmm.
crazy is if you're looking at new TV tonight, Squid Game 94, we got Arcane's 100%, Midnight Mass. Those
Hmm.
are three, and then we got Cowboy
Cowboy
Crap
Bebop,
Top at
which
the
was
bottom.
crap. Squid Game blew my mind.
Fire.
Midnight Mass is great. And Arcane, great. Those are two shows I can recommend. I love both of them.
Yeah. Our
Yeah,
Arcane, like I said, I got the first season of Death Note that I have to
let's
finish
get the
watching.
abridged version.
I can't do
Yes, you
that.
can. Yes,
I
you
can't
can.
I can't
Just
I
watch
can't
the
do
movie.
that. No,
Yes, you
no,
can,
no,
man.
no, 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 no. I have to watch the first season. I mean, I'm actually hooked into it. I'm actually enjoying it. It reminds me of another show that I'm not going to discuss because I don't want to spoil the discussion on Tuesday for the anime stream. But yes, Arcane is one that keeps coming up in
Hmm.
my mention, so I will definitely have to check that
Thank
out.
God I
And
get to choose the
and
next series. Thank
and
God.
Cowboy Bebop is ass. I will tell you that right now. It
Yeah, Red
is.
Notice was good too. I like that with Ryan Reynolds. I like that. It was good. And The Rock.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it. It was not bad.
I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't judge.
It,
Enzo, have
don't
you seen it?
shake your head at me. It was
Have you
background
seen
movie.
it?
Don't shake
Yeah,
your
I
head at
did.
me.
Yeah, I did. No, no, it's not good.
He's just
No,
like,
it's not
How dare you,
good.
sir? Well, you're from
It's not
Montreal, so
good.
I just want to acknowledge it.
Ryan Reynolds is the same in every movie. He's the
So's The
same in
Rock.
this
That's
one.
why it's funny.
Yeah, but
filler. What parts of the animal are they using?
The hot dog part.
Yeah. I really can't put it any better than that.
It's like I love breakfast sausages. Why is there
It's
so much oil?
I mean, if you remember from the investor event last year, okay, they threw the Star Wars show salad up
hmm
there, but you
Ugh.
also had Kevin Feige who had the same one for the MCU. Okay,
hmm
remember Ironheart is coming. That
hmm
travesty. I take that as a personal insult at our show.
Oh shit.
What a joke! I know. God.
Shit.
Oh, I might actually do a watch party for that just so y'all can
Oh,
watch
no, I'm
me
being paid.
watch me cringe on that one. It's just like, who thought that was a freaking good idea?
It's gonna be
Yeah,
Batwoman
Loki was
with
straight
Iron
up
Man.
simping on his own show. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was not the Loki that I eventually came to like.
Mhm.
So I just said nah. I said
Didn't
I'm
he
done.
bang himself in Loki?
I didn't watch that far, dude. That's
Supposedly
not
he made
making
out
me
with
want
a
to
variant of himself, right? He made out with a variant of himself. Is that
he
how
did
that
make out with a variant of himself. Yes, he
oh,
did.
Jesus.
Yes,
So
he
you
did.
have that in Evelyn and Skeletor getting it on in Revelations. What is
Oh, I
Yes.
don't
wrong
care.
with you
Evelyn can mount
people?
anything. Hey, that's the only time Skeletor got a boner that wasn't on his head. Like, come on. I'm trying to breathe. Like you said, Ironheart. And I'm like, great. It's gonna be Batwoman with Iron Man armor. That's what I'm picturing.
I'm just I mean she basically steals the freaking suit.
Mhm.
I you don't earn it. It's not like, hey, come work for me and make
Oh
your own suit.
no, 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 what?
No, you
No,
have
no.
to. I didn't know. No.
What? What?
Tony Stark is one of my favorite characters in the MCU.
What?
Don't effing
What if the
around.
watch that's attached to this series is going is going to be found by the lady who's going to play Ironheart, and that's how she gets the armor?
Oh hell no. Oh, you
I
mean
just
like the did he have a suit that came out of the watch? No, I
no,
don't think he
but
did. It was something
no,
else.
yeah, it was the glove, the hand he
Suitcase
had on the
too.
glove, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
I knew it was
yeah,
some kind of accessory that
yeah.
he had because that was cool as hell. I freaking, you're absolutely right
Yeah.
there, which means I'm gonna have to review at least the first episode so people can
And
laugh
I'm
at
going
my
to be off
pain.
that day.
Death Note, the 2006 film, is better than the anime. The anime has too much fluff. Sir John, you know what? I think I'm actually going to watch both the first season and the film and compare
The two,
the
right?
two.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's going to give me a much better idea. I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm watching so far. PKL Entertainment. Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining us here today. Hi, Lorena. Hope you're doing well. I sure am. I sure am. Thanks for asking. Felt Hawkeye was okay. Nothing spectacular, but entertaining enough to keep interest for now.
There was a few things in it. It was okay.
Uh,
Like I said, it wasn't trash. You know what I
no,
mean? It wasn't trash. But it's just like when you see certain things that go on, and then I'm just like, really? Like, why this medieval scene? What the hell? What's the point of this medieval scene?
I just want Tracksuit Mafia. I just want the Tracksuit Mafia to be a show. They don't. They literally can do something there. Those guys have great
Mm-hmm.
dynamic. They're funny,
Mm-hmm.
and there's enough characters to fall on. And they can literally make it Echo and the Stooges. I mean, Echo and the tracksuits. Just go along with that.
Right.
I mean, they can, and of course they have that overall arching thing of kind of like Christmas in New York, and then you have Hawkeye kind of channeling that Clark W. Griswold thing where he wants to have a perfect Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and all this crap happens, to kind of like mess it up. So I like it from like that angle. But as
Yeah.
for any exposition for the MCU, no, I don't see that really going on in here.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's like you
Uh, uh,
said, the suit stuff didn't make sense. Like how, and I never even thought about it until he brought up, like, how did the suit fit her like that? Like the suit looked perfectly good on her, and
Mhm.
Jeremy Renner is way bigger than she is. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
I guess
Well,
they didn't want it like hanging off, even though that would have been more realistic. Like, gosh, shoot,
Mm-hmm.
this suit
it'll be in
doesn't
the making. It'll
fit.
be in the making of Hawkeye, and it'll show her sewing it up right before she goes into battle. I got this stitching right here on this bedazzler, and I'm going to go to town before I fight the criminal
Oh,
underworld.
God,
Convention. I just
but for real, it's like if you're watching it and you're enjoying it, there's absolutely nothing wrong for that.
Facts.
Why
no, of
is
course not.
everything a super suit? What happened to powers? This is kind of my thing because with Tony Stark, it made sense that he
Mm-hmm.
had a super suit because he needed to have that in order to compete with the others because he didn't,
Right.
he didn't have superpowers, he didn't, take a super serum or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, the suit was his thing. But now it's like everybody's got the same, the same trope, and it kind of, to me, that seems really, really lazy. You can't think of something else to do.
I agree.
So I don't know if maybe they're trying to make people feel better about not having superpowers. I don't know, but that's not appealing. You like seeing all these people that have these
Hmm.
superpowers, and you may have one person who doesn't, but there's a reason,
Hmm.
why they don't. I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
I agree with you because even though I like Falcon as Captain America, I'm like they need to give him some superpowers sooner or later, right?
We can't
Because when
throw that shield for squat.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
When you
said
see him
no.
practicing, him and Bucky are practicing, Bucky throws it, it sticks in the wall.
I
Him is bouncing
know.
off and everything. Like you got to give him some kind of power. He has to have it because Captain America went up against like Thanos and some real major threats, and as Falcon doing that with no powers, nah, he's
That
gonna be
was one
dead
of the
soon.
saddest freaking things. It was him trying to throw that shield and one work, and it's just like,
Yeah.
bruh, you making him heir apparent. He can't. No, that shield was made for him.
Hmm.
That was
Hmm.
made for
Hmm.
Captain America for a reason.
Vibranium, for God's
Right.
sakes,
Yes,
because
which
needs
is
something
why
indestructible.
exactly, which is why Bucky can throw it. And like I said,
Yes.
I believe Bucky should have been the one to get Captain America's
He
shield.
should have, because the whole arm itself is the thing that helps him. Oh, I'm not getting
And
this
that
again.
would
I'm
have
not sure.
been his redemption arc.
That
That
was
he
supposed
would
to be
have
his
took that
redemption.
he
Yeah.
he should have taken that up. I really did not. I mean, I could see, you know, Sam having it temporarily and kind of
Hmm.
like, you know what, you're the one who really should have this because Bucky put it in the work to do it. From what we've seen in the MCU, I have not seen Falcon do the work to do that. And what was wrong with him as Falcon to begin with? That's what I thought I was going to get to know.
Yeah, I feel you. I personally think that it should have been Falcon because Bucky has too much red on him, right? I think his
Mm,
redemption arc is coming and it's
okay.
it's been working on to it. So if something happens to him and they end up giving it to him, I won't have a problem with that. But I think at the moment it happened, I still think he was considered the villain, you know what I mean, an assassin and stuff like
Mm.
that. So I don't think it was good for him to have it at the time. But I just think that Sam has to have some superpowers, man, because he's just gonna get beat up all
He
the
doesn't.
time.
He
He's
doesn't
gonna
need
get
a
beat up.
shield, but he
Ass
doesn't need a
kick.
shield. He doesn't need a shield. You see this in the series. He uses his wings to deflect bullets. He don't need no shield.
Yeah,
What
no,
he
I
needs
get
is a
it.
McDonald's Happy Meal and a toy.
He had those special, special tactics. It's like,
Mm.
what's
Hey, he
like,
just getting rejected at the bank. That was his tactic.
Oh Lord, we ain't gonna get. I hear comics chat in my head when you start talking about things. He had some good points, but that was actually some good conversation. Every time I hear that, I think of
Yeah.
him talking, thinking about that scene. So,
I
folks,
agree with Danny a bit on it. We've had the conversation too. I can't
hmm
agree with him on that point. So I get it.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Turn off my hearing aid. What was that?
It's okay. Block out the Montrealer. I get it.
No, no. I would never block out the Montrealer. No, you're all right, man. You're a
oh
good
my gosh,
Montrealer.
Thank you.
that was still funny with him
Just don't
turning
run
his
over.
hearing aid down. I so believe that because man, in musicals, I would go to sleep because I got dragged to New York to go see Wicked, and I did not want to freaking see that thing. And I think I must have slept through half of that show because I just didn't freaking care. I think I woke up when the fire breathing dragon came out. I was knocked out. You couldn't
I
tell
would
me
have
what
did the same
happened.
thing he did. I've been like, listen, I gotta go outside for some air. You
Hmm.
kids enjoy this. I'll be outside.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm going out and getting a drink. So, folks, please do. You can follow Enzo on Twitter, and also you can subscribe to him on YouTube. You know what, dude? I was subscribed to you, and I got unsubscribed. Please double check to make sure you're subscribed to people because YouTube will like freaking
Absolutely.
Yep.
unsubscribe you and everything.
Hmm.
So Enzo's links are in the description box. So Enzo, you want to tell folks what you have coming up so they can keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, well, what I do in the channel is a lot of pop culture and stuff, but we also have a show called the OOC where we talk about real life events and stuff like that. Last week's Wednesday's episode was pretty fire. We discussed black and white issues, you know, and we try to keep it real on that show.
Mhm.
Chaos List is what I do, is pop culture stuff, try to have some fun on that. Tonight, later on, I do little versus battles, right? So Danny is going up against Rogue Comics, and what they do is they just play like videos of songs, and whoever has the better playlist wins. Chat gets to
Okay.
pick. The chat will get to pick who the winner is. So those are the kind of things I try to do, a little bit of different stuff on it. I love talking pop culture, but I also like doing other stuff too. So that's basically what I do.
When can we see you LARPing?
not, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Fight me for the suit, really.
All you gotta do is die.
Like, really?
Gotta make it look real.
I'm just like, maybe y'all tried to do that as, you know, an homage to the fans, but that came off cringe as hell.
Mhm. I would have been
Don't.
like, yo, just give me that suit. Just take that suit off. You know what I mean? I ain't
No, the last pop culture thing that ever did LARPing right was Galaxy Quest. Leave it.
Yes. Yeah, Galaxy Quest was fire.
Just freaking leave it there. Oh, okay, folks. Well, thank you so very much for hanging out with us. We sure do appreciate that. And Enzo, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank
It's
you for inviting me,
amazing.
man.
We had
Amazing.
such a great time. Appreciate that. Fat Steven, what do you have coming up? Let folks know.
Tabernacle.
Which one? Oh,
He gets it. He gets it. He gets Tabernacle. Pretty much a little bit of gaming later, pop culture minefield. Other than that, Monday we have Patricia Tallman, the actress, coming back for
Nice.
Babylon 5 as she played Lita. She was also a stunt double for Beverly Crusher, as well as Kira Nerys and a bunch of other parts across Star Trek and other shows.
Nice.
She was also Barbara in the remake of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. So tune in Monday. 5
Nice.
o'clock we'll go live. Thank you. 5:30 she will show up.
okay. Excellent. Well, folks, I'm actually forcing myself to take the weekend off.
Gee.
Yeah, but nah, working on some video content for you guys, in addition to taking some time off. So Monday you will see me at 8 p.m. over on Midnight's Edge for Toxic Femininity, which I'm on with Mandy Summers and with Nina Infinity. And on occasion, joins us as well over there. Tuesday, 5 p.m., Anime Girls stream. We are going to be talking season 1 of Death Note. So please do come and join us for that. And also Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Babe the Menace will be on my channel. So it's just going to be some crazy ass fun with Mary Mayhem, OG Star Wars, Mandy Summers, and Eris of Chaos. We just get together and talk about all kinds of just crazy clown world ass hattery going on. And we may be talking some Christmas fun stuff too as well. So please do come and check that out. So folks, please do hit that like button. Please share the live stream out. If you're watching the replay, thanks so much for watching the replay and give it a thumbs up. Once again, Enzo, thank you so much for joining us. Fat Steven, thank you as always hanging out with me on this show. And everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
She keeps torturing me with these shows over and over again. Tabernacle.
Eventually, Cavitania, we'll have something from Gatorland, I promise.
Oh, right after she pays me in sanity, like in a check.